So it was a referral after we completed the Saskatoon investigation here. We sent over all of the leads to the Philippines, and so the Philippine National Police, the PNP, and the IJM, the International Justice Mission, then followed up on those leads. As a result of that, they identified one of the local suspects there, and then had to conduct basically a fresh operation there. And further the investigation that way. The courts wouldn't charge based on what had happened between the suspect and Saskatoon. They needed it all to happen in that country. And so the PNP and IJM carried that operation out. They entered an online undercover operation with her. She did the same thing as with Saskatoon, where she offered the children and arrangements were made. At that point, they executed the search, seized a number of devices, and I mean the main thing was got the 9 kids removed. So that's what she's been charged with there in the Philippines, is human trafficking is their charge, and that's what she's on trial for. So the purpose of my testimony was just to kind of paint the picture overall that this pattern of offending has been going on since 2011, and that it was our case that's why they chose to investigate her. It wasn't just a random, well, let's see if we can get this person to offend. It was a targeted thing based on the investigation here in Canada. So she was the biological mother of some of the victims. She was the aunt to some of the other ones, and then some of the other kids were simply just neighborhood kids that she had access to. So the victims now are all in care. They're in shelters and removed, and that was the other kind of really neat part of the trip. Was we had the opportunity to go visit some of them in one of the shelters, and just was a really great experience to see them, and just see them in a better situation, and happy and healthy, and of course they were super shy and quiet, and the only way they really kind of got talking was one of the Philippine police officers talked about Jollibee, which is a fast food chain there. So myself and the liaison officer, Sergeant Schooley, said, well, can we buy some meals and bring these in for the kids the next day? And that was approved. So Jay and I went out and we bought 40 Happy Meals, so to speak, from this restaurant, and brought them in the next day, and then got to sit down and meet with all the kids and eat some spaghetti and burgers, and yeah, it was just a really neat, rewarding experience. I'd love to be out of a job, right? Like I'd love to have no more cases to work on. Unfortunately, that's not the case. We certainly have more than our fair share to work on. We've got a really good unit here in this province that works very hard at this job, and we work well. We work with all of our partners right across the world, and we're going to continue to fight the fight, and I guess that's all we can do for now.